So how many of you have been in a relationship and had someone say, I didn't lie to you, I just didn't mention it. And they really acted as though they weren't lying. Because you didn't ask, they didn't have to tell, they omitted, right? An omission. So my question is this, ladies and gentlemen. How many of you think that or consider omission to be a lie? Think about it. Come on. You don't have to think too hard. Depends on what end, I guess, you're on when it comes to the omission. Are you omitting, or are you the one that's not getting all the details? So omission is the deliberate act of withholding information from your partner. And so my question, this is the question I'm going to pose to those omitters out there. Why would you omit something? Unless you knew that if you divulged those details to your partner, they were going to get upset. So you just didn't. Don't ask, don't tell type shit. So at the time, if omission, if it's never revealed, right, nobody gets hurt. But I'm of the mindset, and I know many people, one in particular, that always says this: what's done in the dark will come to light. And when it does come to light, the only person it really hurts is the one that didn't get the details. And honestly, I mean, come on, it really does damage to a relationship. I mean, it undermines trust. Because even if the omission was minor, the discovery of something that was withheld, that plants seeds of doubt. What else aren't they telling me? What else have they omitted? And we all know that losing trust is like a crack in a house's foundation. Eventually, if not repaired, and a crack is hard to repair, but eventually, if not repaired, it's all going to come tumbling down. See, it's not just about the content that was withheld. It was the fact that you didn't feel you needed to share something with your partner. You excluded them. It also creates emotional distance. When your partner decides not to include you in something, it sort of makes you feel like you don't have access to everything. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't keep things for yourself, but I mean, you should feel included. Otherwise, you feel excluded. And it also creates resentment over time, because as time moves on, when they tell you something, you question it. And then you get really tired of feeling like you need to question it. And it really puts you in it's a shitty spot, man. It's just a shitty spot. It gets to the point where you're questioning everything you're being told. You know, what else is being omitted? What else did he do today that he's not telling me about? What else did she do today that she's not telling me about? And it creates patterns, because if you get away with one omission, it's the snowball effect. You just keep continuing and continuing and continuing until there's no transparency with you at all. Gosh, this hair of mine. Yeah, any transparency is eventually just depleted. There are a lot of other reasons why omissions are just not healthy for relationships. And I'm not saying that all omissions are hurtful. I mean, I understand that sometimes you have to take time to process your feelings and your emotions. Choosing not to share emotions or insecurities, sparing your partner from inconsequential things that will never even affect them. That's emotional maturity. That's understandable. But not mentioning ongoing contact with your ex, coffee, lunch, dinner dates, hiding financial issues or spending. And I'm not talking about, financial issues. Not everyone. A lot of people keep their finances separate. But if you have an account together, if you're sharing everything, then finances and spending are important. Not telling your partner you're dissatisfied or unhappy with something. At the end of the day, small daily omissions really add up. Like if you have an issue with your partner and you don't share that, again, it all leads to resentment. So with omission, the difference lies in the intent. Healthy omission respects the partner's right to informed information. Where toxic omission takes away that right. Let me decide whether I'm going to get upset over something. Let me decide whether something's going to bother me. So I'll leave you with this. Ask yourself, is omission a lie? Would you want your partner omitting somewhat pretty important details from you? Would you consider that a lie? Always put yourself in your partner's shoes. I would much rather give the details and be forthcoming and deal with that than my partner find out later on down the road and it destroy our trust, cause resentments, always have him questioning whether, I'm omitting something. Again, folks, if we want better, we have to be better.